GZ Sports. Tune in for the offline tour. Like and subscribe some more. With Jackson, Brian, and Randy Savage. Me talk about GZ Sports. Tune in for the offline tour. Like and subscribe some more.
Hey, good day again. Welcome to another episode of GZ Sports. Your boy Randy Savage and Jackson Brian meeting on this eventful Thursday morning, afternoon, and evening, based on where you are. Vamos.
Amazing to be here as usual. Now where shall we start next?
Well, we could start with a footballer's charge has been dropped. Forest signing another player. Chelsea with money to spend. But we will start in a different football, and we will start with the retirement of Tom Brady. People say he's the GOAT. You know, people know I am with Brady. I won't refer him as that. I'm very biased. But yeah, he had a fantastic career. 23 years in the league, 7 Super Bowls. Just a demon when it comes to playing. You'd never want to meet him. I mean, maybe Peyton Manning was the only guy who had a good success against Tom Brady, but fantastic career. The quarterback.
Yeah, it was an absolutely amazing career. As you said, 23 years, 7 Super Bowls. That's almost a Super Bowl every 3 years. So people could only dream of success like that. As you know, I don't really watch American football like that, but I do know greatness when I see it. And in every conversation that I've ever heard about football, Tom Brady has never missed. He's always been referred to as the GOAT. As you said, you've had your biases. I'm not really biased because I don't really watch the sport, you know. But I can at the very least appreciate the level of work, time, commitment that this man has put into this sport. And he will be missed for all those fans who do watch the NFL in America and around the world, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and you just see his evolution over his career when he was in his 20s, and this is a very stunning stat. In his 20s, he had just over 21,000 passing yards and 147 touchdowns. But when in his 30s, he had over 40,000 passing yards. That's nearly double, and 309 touchdowns. Like he turned on in his 30s, and that's when he actually took over, you know, being the GOAT of probably all sports.
Well, remember, you know, in your 30s, typically, the athlete will hit their prime in the 30s all the way up to maybe 35, 36 years old. The thing is with Brady is that he's playing in a sport that is fully contactual. He is a quarterback, am I right?
Yeah.
And with a quarterback, all you have to do is ensure that you don't get hit. I know it's not that easy. So of course I can see him getting those stats. It's different in regular football, where the players have to be running about every single second. You can see the difference in levels of fitness in the two sports, but not taking anything away from it. It's amazing. I actually think Lionel Messi, 30 years old to 35 is better than he was when from 17 to 29. I know it's crazy, right? But I actually think that.
No, there's no doubt that lots of players they really excel in their 30s. I mean, you can see what happened to Zlatan over 30, Ronaldo, Cavani. They were good in the 20s, but when they hit 30 and went above, you know, you don't know what happened. They just exploded.
It's like when you hit 30 in a sport, it's like you instantly just become way better. Like the maturity level is through the roof. You're 29, you can still party stuff. You know, you're 30, you're like, oh shit, my career probably gonna be over soon. So let me just turn it up. You know, get this big money contract, so that for the rest of the life I can just stay home and eat to myself. You get me? So
yeah, you got to. But you know, Brady, great career. All the best for retirement. We know your wife left you because you were, you know, still playing. We knew that Giselle wanted him to be more of a family guy. But, you know, Brady, I still remember that day he went to Old Trafford and saw 37-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo dominate Spurs. And Ronaldo asked him if he was retired, and he couldn't answer the question. And then about 2 days later, he said, "I'm not retired." So You know, it's good. You know, second time in retirement, but you know, hopefully he's not coming back for to make it third times because this will just get ridiculous after that. But you know, happy retirement.
Yeah, that is very true.
Happy retirement, and in with the show. First bit of business, we're gonna flip a coin. We're gonna flip a coin to see where we start, because we can either start with one team spending $1 million pounds every hour, or we could start with a team buying a player every hour. So, crap! I got a coin here, and heads for Forest, tails for Chelsea.
Forest all the way, right? Heads.
Wait, hold on, let me. It's tails. We're starting with Chelsea.
Right here, go on.
Alright, so Enzo Fernandez. I know you're going to speak about him, but I don't know if I can list all the players they signed. Mikhailo Mudryk, David Fofana, well, Wesley Fofana, but that's a summer target. Noni Madueke, Benoit Badiashile. So they signed everybody, basically. And Andre Santos as well, the Brazilian. Is Chelsea actually following a plan? Because I've never seen someone follow a plan and they go out and make this many signings. I mean, when you go to Chelsea as a coach or any club, you would look and say, okay, I need this player, I need that player, I need a positional player for here. I've never seen someone just go out and just buy everybody that's on the market. I've never seen that.
I have never seen that either, Jackson, to be completely honest with you. It's crazy. But I have to say that as a Manchester United fan, as a Barca fan, it's kind of intriguing. Like, you have to be a little jealous, because they have owners that are clearly committed to spend. And we can laugh and say financial fair play all we want. The fact is that they have owners that are willing to spend. Yeah, they might not be spending with plans, but with this many signings, surely one of them is a return of investment, right? Or maybe even 2 or 3. I think the crazy thing about it is which 3 players out of all of that 7 or 9 they can register for the Champions League. Do you know how mental that is? You can register 3 players and you have a pool of 9 recent signings. That's absolutely crazy. But as you said, a plan, I'm not sure he's going by a plan. I'm sure Todd Bowley is just going by names or who would the coaching staff move up in training or talk about around him, and he just lets it happen.
Or maybe
he knows that just for long term. Go on.
Or maybe Bowley's just watching Twitter feeds.
No, I know he's been doing that, but there has to be more to that. You can't tell me his entire scouting network is literally Twitter.
I mean, when you look on Twitter, you see the scouting reports yourself. You don't really need to send out scouts. I mean, when Mudryk was linked to Arsenal, we saw the scouting reports everywhere of how he's good, how he's bad, what type of player he is. Maybe you just went and said, Mudryk, maybe I'll buy him. Enzo, I saw him at the World Cup. He was the one with the trophy, wasn't it? Maybe I'll buy him. Madueke, we do need a winger. Who is this kid? I thought he was. I don't know who this kid is. Let's buy him. Like he's on eBay.
But I have to admire Chelsea for the fact that their owners are willing to spend big money. It's a big gamble for him and his finances, especially if financial fair play comes into play, which it should technically. They spent 700 million in 6 months, is it?
Yep, about that.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That reminds me of when Inter Milan tried to buy Lionel Messi in 2008 for £250 million. Like, mans don't realize that that's almost 700-800 million in today's money for one player.
That's just Chelsea for you. I mean, I knew Bowley how he was in baseball. He's co-owner of the LA Dodgers, and he just gives out $300 million contracts for days. I mean, you see all these contracts are 8 years or longer. That's a baseball technique where you don't have to pay all of it at once, and you can get away with financial fair play for a time. But enough of Bowley spending. And to another team spending, not as much though. But Forest, they did get Navas in. There was a bit of doubt, but they did get him in. And they signed Andre Ayew, the 6-month deal. Brings it up to about 30,500. I'm kidding. They signed about 30 players. Forest eliminated from the Carabao Cup yesterday. Manchester United beat them 2-0, 5-0 on aggregate. They're comfortably mid-table in a way, and they brought in Navas, a good goalkeeper now. Brought in a forward. We both had them finishing mid-table, but could they push to be a bit further than that, like top 10?
Well, I did have them finishing top 10, I believe, in my predictions early in the season. I'm kind of surprised that they aren't top 10 right now, but, you know, it's good acquisitions. Andre Ayew is a good striker. Keylor Navas, one of the best goalkeepers of our generation. Of course, he's a little bit old now. Perhaps the only bad thing about that deal is that they don't get him permanently. So it's just a loan and then he's back off to Paris. But, you know, it is what it is. Forest, mid-table. They beat all odds, I'd say, and made it to the Carabao Cup semi-finals where they lost to the eventual winners, Manchester United. Kids that's called foreshadowing, you'll learn about it in the future. But they lost the eventual winners, Manchester United, right? There's no shame in that. There's no shame in losing to the best team in the competition. And, you know, I'm a Forest fan. That match, I was watching it and I didn't feel disappointed. I wouldn't have felt disappointed either way with the results, because as you know already. But Forest will finish mid-table. They will stay up. They will finish between the positions of 9th and 12th, I'd say. So, we're going to look forward to seeing them next season again. Of course, with this goalkeeper, Keylor Navas, and of course with the new striker, there's going to be other options going forward and other options defensively. So I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, you guys have been having a lot of injuries. Jesse Lingard got injured in the warm-up yesterday. I think it's weird to say that you guys have spent a lot. You brought in so many players, and you still have holes in the team. It just doesn't make sense.
I think the problem with our scouting is that we're just signing championship average players, you know, players that can't survive in the Prem. Case on point, Harry Toffolo, who recently we sent him out on loan. I don't believe that just is good enough. You get me? We have to do more. Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, no worries, man. But, you know, I can take over. Forest, you look at Forest and you say they signed 30 people, but you know they don't look like they've signed 30 players because they still have holes in the team. I mean, right back, Nico Williams or Serge Aurier, that's not gonna be good. That's not gonna help you finish mid-table. You look in the defense, Scott McKenna, Joe Worrell, yeah, that's a good partnership. Willie Bolly's a good defender, but there's not really anything behind that. You know, Wayne Hennessy showing that he's not a good goalkeeper at all. You look in the midfield areas, Scarpa looks like a good player, so does Danilo. You mentioned Toffolo. Toffolo is going out on loan, and so maybe I thought Lewis O'Brien did as well on deadline day. But you check the rest of the team. Up front you got Johnson and all those players who can make a difference, but they just have not clicked in that way.
Yeah, and that's a huge problem for Forest going forward. They can survive this season like that, but next season I doubt that they can survive if the team isn't performing, if the team isn't gelling. The team is just going to be looking like Manchester United probably post pre Ten Hag, just lacking any sort of shape, any sort of drive. Players on big money contracts doing absolutely nothing, and I believe that Forest should try their best to not do that. I know we've been linked with Isco, but that hasn't gone through. But